So I started with e4, my opponent plays e5, and then I goes for king's gambit. My opponent simply accepts the gambit and takes the pawn. So the theory says that we have to put our knight out. So I put out the knight. Now the point is that I have to push this pawn upward and launch an attack on this pawn. That's also depend upon the what your opponent plays. So my opponent plays knight, and I move my pawn 2 boxes forward to launch an attack on the knight. As my queen is protecting the knight, so I will simply put my pawn forward and launch an attack on knight. Okay, so now this knight is attacking my knight, but as my queen is defending, so this black pawn is free, so I will simply take it with my bishop and launch an attack on the knight. Let's see what my opponent do. So he launched an attack on my this pawn, as there is no defender for this. So as theory says knight before bishop, so I will take out my knight for protecting this pawn. This can also be protected with the bishop, but I will take out knight. So knight, and now my pawn is protected, and my opponent will takes the knight, so I will take it with queen, although it can also be taken with this pawn, but as queen is not developed, so I decided to take it with my queen. So let's take it. Yes. So my opponent also developed his queen, and I simply castle. Now my opponent attack on this pawn for the third time, like first with this pawn, second with the knight, and third with the queen. And I have only 2 defenders, so I have to increase a defender on this pawn to win in this situation. So as knight is a defender, so I put that in action. And here is a nice tactic, if you can see. If I take the black pawn with my this pawn, so the queen will be in front of the king and it can't be moved, so it can be trapped in a very sneaky way. If we put our rook on e5, so this will launch an attack on the queen. Queen will be trapped, so I simply put my, yes, let's take. Now the queen is tapped. The way to defend is that you can put your bishop out, or he can protect with this knight, but I will always take with the rook, so this will launch an attack on queen. The queen is tapped basically. So my opponent plays very intelligently, and he also launched an attack on my queen, but it doesn't do much, because if I will take the queen, my opponent will be in check, and he will have to survive the check. So then I can move my queen from the pawn's attack. Yes, this is check. So my opponent removed the check by taking the rook with his bishop. Yes, now I have to protect the queen, so I will lock that bishop by moving my queen to the e file. So now the bishop is locked, and here I put my rook on e file for launch an attack on the king. And to checkmate, there is a checkmating thread. if he will move any other piece. So my opponent simply just castle, which is a very good move. So as the bishop was free, so I simply take it. So the brutal fight actually starts from here, and my opponent intelligently connected the rook, so I can't take the rook or this knight. So let's see how the game continues. So as this pawn was free, so and it will also launch an attack on this rook. So I simply take the pawn. Now the checkmate is was coming. So my opponent again very intelligently survive it by putting the rook over. But here is the line: if he would place his knight, uh, his rook on e file, then it would simply be a checkmate by moving my queen to g7 file like this. It's a checkmate. So my opponent plays rook f7, uh, protecting the checkmate was a nice move. So I bring my bishop and my queen back to support the bishop. So my opponent takes the pawn and I take it back with the knight. My opponent takes my knight. Now my queen is under attack, so I move the queen with a check. So we'll have to move the jack as these diagonals are not free. So let's see what he does. So now I am going to, so I basically protected my queen. Okay, so now my queen is under attack. I will have to move my queen. So I decided to move it to take the rook. Okay, the game is almost equal, and I can see a winning position here. Actually, here I see a checkmating pattern. You know, if this bishop is covering this diagonal and the other bishop is covering this one, so only the one square remains, which is h8. So that's why I move my bishop on to g6 square. This will also launch an attack on the rook. So that would be an interesting game. So as you can see, my opponent is surviving very difficult and very intelligently. His rook and I take the free knight here. So now I was thinking that if I, yes, it was a very intelligent. If he would come there, I would have simply as the, it would be a checkmate. So my opponent plays rook to d8, which was a nice decision. So I decided here that if I will go to h7 and then h8, it would be a checkmate, but it's not because my rook will be trapped as there nothing is defending the h8 pawn. So I move away from the check, my opponent attacking my pawn. So I simply move my rook back. The h8 square is free. If I move my rook here, the knight will simply take it like this. That's why I did not play that. What I play is that I move my rook to the to here or here. I can move it here and then go there, and it will be a checkmate as the bishops are covering this diagonal and the rook will be covering this diagonal. So I decided to take the pawn and my opponent gives check. I recover from check and it's a beautiful checkmate by me. After a very brutal fight, I finally checkmate my opponent Bulgaria, which was 788 rated player.